Okay, so I'm here today to talk about something that isn't normally addressed or talked about a lot between females. And I feel like it's something that really does need to be talked about, that does need to be put out there. And it is basically, this is a video about me talking about my experience with birth control. I had a terrible experience with the Depo shot, and I'm trying to keep people from going through that same type of experience because the Depo shot literally ruined my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. The Depo shot ruined my life. It was the worst experience, one of the worst things I have ever gone through. So I want to start off by saying that I went on birth control for many different reasons, and I chose the Depo shot because, it seems easy. You go once every 3 months, whatever, you get your shot. You don't have to worry about anything, and that's fine. It's cool. Me and my partner at the time, we agreed that it was the best thing for us. We were getting into a serious relationship, and neither of us was ready for a child at the moment. And there were other more personal reasons as well that I decided to go on birth control due to heavy period flows, uncomfortable periods. I needed to gain weight. I wanted to clear up my skin, and these were all things that I had heard such wonderful things about with being on birth control. And I had heard a lot of terrible things also about being on birth control, but I was like, you know what, every person is different, so maybe those bad things won't happen to me. So every person is different, and what happened to me may not happen to you, but I feel that it would not be fair of me to not put my experience out there, especially for younger girls or girls my age looking to go onto something like this. They need to know that this is something that could potentially happen to them, because when I told my doctor that I wanted to go on the Depo shot, there wasn't really any conversation of, okay, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. It was more like, okay, well, side effects, if any side effects go away, by the time you get your third or fourth round of the shot. And in my head, I was like, whoa, that's awesome. Like, side effects go away, whatever, cool. And in my mind, I wasn't really thinking about third or fourth shot is a year into it at that point. You're putting yourself through terrible side effects for almost a year. For what reason, honestly? So I got my first round of the Depo shot in February 2019. It hurt. It stung. I was kind of like, wow, that's not really what I was expecting at all. My eyeliner is like smudged. I really don't care. This is a girl talk video. I'm not gonna go viral for this, so I really don't care. Anyways, I got my first round of the Depo shot in February 2019. The end of February. It was probably like literally the last day or whatever of February. And by the middle of March, I started getting really, really, really bad migraines, like terrible migraines. Like, I would have to call my manager and be like, I have to come in late. Like, I can't even look at my phone right now to text you. Like, it hurts. And so those started, and they started really bad. Like, I would get them almost every day. Like, the only time I wouldn't get them was if I was working a super long shift at work, which thankfully I started working a lot of like the 7 to 7 shifts at my job. But I wouldn't get them because I would chug caffeine to get through my shifts, and the caffeine would cancel out my terrible migraines. So thank God for the coffee shop that's in the parking lot of my job, because I would not have made it through life without you. They were pretty bad migraines, and I feel like I was literally getting them like 4 or 5 times a week. Just terrible, like, don't even want to get out of bed, piercing, can't even look at the light migraines. I've had migraines before, but never like it got to the point where I was like, do I have a brain tumor or something? Like, what is going on with me? What is happening? Like, and then I was like, oh my God, this is one of the side effects. So the second side effect that I noticed becoming pretty aggressive with me was eating. I needed to gain weight. I had just gotten out of a very bad relapse of depression. I personally had dropped down to 85 pounds. I was very skinny. If I figure it out, I will throw a picture into this video. I was very skinny. My hair was terrible, like thin, brittle, falling out. My skin was like cystic acne. Like, it was terrible. I wanted to go on birth control to help that. And yeah, cool. I started eating a lot. But then it got to the point where me and my ex-boyfriend would be eating dinner and I would finish my food and I'd be like, you gonna finish that? Because I'll eat it. And probably from my first dose of the shot to the second dose, so 3 months, I had probably gained almost 10 pounds, which is a lot for a very, very, very petite person like me. So I was about 95 pounds at that point. I wanted to gain more weight. I wanted to get up to like 110, 115, whatever. So it didn't really bother me, but I was eating a lot. And then the gastrointestinal problems started, and they were really, really bad. Like, I thought I was just lactose intolerant, which, you know, everybody's lactose intolerant. Everybody loves cheese, but cheese gives everyone the shits, you know? So I was like, oh, maybe I'm just lactose intolerant. I'll stop eating this. I'll stop eating that. And then it got to the point where even almond milk, straight to the bathroom, like anything, pasta, anything. I had to start keeping a food journal because what was my life, like what was going on, like everything would just give me like really bad, painful gas, or just, I would have diarrhea almost every day of the week, every meal, every day of the week. Like there was never really a time where like my GI tract was giving me normal instances. And it got to the point where even my job was like, dude, are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm just dying, you know? So the third thing was, oh my God, my depression and my anxiety, my stress, just all my emotions. Like, I don't know, depression and anxiety are emotions. I'm not, excuse the noise, I'm literally sitting on an inflatable chair from Five Below because I don't have a desk chair yet because I just moved. Anyways, all my emotions were terrible. I became this like extra clingy person in my relationship. Like he wanted to go out, I'd be like, I'm sad, can't you just stay home? What is life without you? And like, that's not me. Like anyone who knows me, like, yeah, I don't really like to be alone, but I'm never like, oh my God, stop doing your things and hang out with me. Like, what was wrong with me? And then it was like stress level, like something would go wrong at work and I'd be like, fuck this place, like I'm so over this, I hate everyone here, like blah blah blah, like just going off. Like I had like such a short fuse for everything. Like my sadness was heightened. Like you could be like, your hair's a little bit frizzy today, which my hair's frizzy every day. And I would be like, oh my God, you're literally the meanest person ever, I'm gonna go cry. Like literally just all my emotions were all over the place. I would cry multiple times throughout the week. And like, yeah, I'm an emotional person, but I've never cried like that much before. Or I would just get so angry. I would lash out. Like when I tell you I had zero control over my emotions, I legit had zero control over my emotions. And once I noticed that, it became even more frustrating because I'd be like, okay, I can't be like this anymore. And then something would happen and I'd be mad in my head at myself. Like I was like a crazy person, like literally, like I would be mad at myself in my head for acting a certain way and then getting even more mad at the situation because I had acted that way. And it was just like, I was like constantly like arguing with myself, arguing with others, arguing with my ex-boyfriend, my family, like everybody. Like I just was not myself emotionally, mentally. Like I was not there. Like I just don't even know how to explain it. Like I just, you know, in like the Scooby-Doo movie where they take their souls out, or like in the Vampire Diaries when they turn their humanity off, like that was me. Birth control made me turn my humanity off. Like I have no other way to explain that at all. The worst side effect, besides the migraines and the GI problems, was the way that the birth control made me feel sexually. I was in a serious relationship. I had gone on birth control because we were getting serious, and you know. And then all of a sudden, I was just like, what's sex? What is that? I don't know her. I don't know her. And it became like a breaking point in my relationship because it would be like weeks, months before anything would happen, and we would get frustrated with each other. And oh my god, my necklace is backwards. We would get frustrated with each other. I would get frustrated with myself. The whole mental thing would start again. I'd be like, why the fuck can't I do this? And he'd be like, are you not attracted to me anymore? I'd be like, bro, I fucking love you. Like, yes, I'm attracted to you. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I feel like birth control started becoming like an excuse for everything. Like, I'm sad. Sorry, I'm sad. It's the birth control. Sorry, I don't want to have sex. It's the birth control. Sorry, I'm so angry. It's the birth control. We don't know her, honestly. We don't know her. And the thing is, I didn't know myself. Like, everything was just gone. Like, everything about who I was, what I went through, my emotions, how far I had come to establish the person that I was gone. My relationship was hanging on by a thread. Like, everything was completely gone. But, you know, when I brought it up to the doctor, it was, oh, you know, by the third shot or whatever, your side effects will start going away. You'll start feeling better. Everything will start getting better. And it got to the point where I just started believing them. I was like, okay, I'll go for the second shot, whatever. Would have my bruise on my arm for a few days, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, the migraines aren't that bad, okay. Yeah, I'm still kind of eating a lot, but maybe that's just me now. Like, I kind of just kept feeding into whatever they were telling me. Like, oh, get the third round, get the fourth round, just stay on it, it'll get better, I promise. And like, honestly, like, it's not normal for your period to be stopped for a year. Like, I've been off it now for maybe 3 months, and I still have not gotten a period. Like, what's a period? We don't know her, honestly. So I'm trying to think of the day. It was probably like after my third round, so it was probably like January. Yeah, I'm trying to play it out in my head. Honestly, I don't know. Whatever, third round of Depo, so I'm almost a year in, and I'm like, oh my god, my migraines are getting fucking terrible. My GI problems are fucking terrible. Like, I was fed up. I was beyond fed up. So I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta start coming off of it. I have to. Like, there's a hair in my mouth. I have to start coming off of it because I'm not myself. Like, I'm depending on this for what reason? Like, what is my reason for depending on this? Because I want clear skin and I want to gain weight. Like, it's not worth the trauma that it gives you. Like, not at all. But here we go. My dumbass gets the shot again when it's due. I don't remember the dates because everything's a fucking blur from that time frame, to be honest. I would say it was probably April when I got it again. And I only got it again because when I was about to let it expire, I started bleeding black blood. Wait, let me backtrack. Let me backtrack. March 2020. The day before my anniversary with my ex-boyfriend, my stomach feels crazy. Like something feels wrong. Like, I thought I had appendicitis. Or like bladder stones. Like, something just did not feel right. Something was off. Something was painful. And when I tell you painful, like, I mean, like, I wasn't on state health insurance anymore, so whatever doctor, whatever I go to, I pay for. My insurance pays 20%, I pay 80%. It was so painful, my ass was about to go to the ER. Like, I could not handle it, but I was like, let me give it a few days, you know, like, if it's worse after our anniversary, I'll go to the ER. I'm not ruining our anniversary. Like, fuck no, I love this boy too much to ruin our anniversary, right? So the next day is our anniversary. We're chilling, we're hanging out, we're happy. I love you, happy anniversary, whatever. I get home from dinner that night. This is one of the worst experiences of my life. Like, I even hate talking about this. Just talking about it makes me like... We get home from dinner and my stomach is literally killing me. Like, I'm ready to go to the ER. I'm ready. I'm like, all right, let me try to take a shit. And I couldn't go. So I was like, all right, you know what? let me not go drop $3,000 at the ER, right? So let me give it one more day. One more day. I ain't no bitch. I forget if it was that night or the morning after, but all of a sudden I had to run to the bathroom. Out of nowhere, I had to run to the bathroom, and it was the most painful diarrhea I have ever had in my whole life. Like, bro, like, I was literally sitting on the toilet, like, hunched over, sweating, like, sick to my stomach. Like, I was like, bro, this is appendicitis. I don't know what I have colon cancer. I don't know what's going on with me. And I'm on the toilet for like, I'm literally there for like 10 minutes just trying to gather myself because I'm in so much pain. And when I looked, it was coffee grounds, which, this is so gross. I hate talking about this. It was coffee. It looked like coffee grounds, which is signs of what? It is signs of internal bleeding. You are bleeding somewhere in your body. And that is how your poo comes out, when you're internally bleeding somewhere. And I started freaking the fuck out. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't have money for the ER, because I get to the ER and I tell them that I'm shitting coffee grounds. They're going to knock me out. They're going to give me an endoscope. They're going to give me a colonoscopy. They're going to give me everything. Like, I don't have money for this. So I was talking with my ex-boyfriend. I was like, what the fuck do I do? Like, this is painful. I'm shitting coffee grounds. I'm internally bleeding somewhere. And I was like, I'll go to urgent care tomorrow. For tonight, I don't want to eat anything else. Like, I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up in the morning, urgent care, let's go, call out of work. I'm done with it. Done. So I go to urgent care the next day. They're like, we've seen you for GI problems before. Have you been to a GI doctor? And I'm like, fuck no, I don't have the money for that, bro. Like, just got a new car, bro. I'm balling out over here in my little 2020 Honda Civic. So they were like, okay, well, we can send you for an ultrasound and some x-rays. And I was like, okay. They were like, we can also send your poop to the lab. I was like, I'm not gonna poop for you. They were like, well, okay, let's start with the x-rays and the ultrasounds. And they made me do this, like, I wish I knew medical words for, like, the human field. I only know vet med shit. I had to breathe into a bag, and they send it off to the lab and make sure I don't have any, like, gross-ass, like, bacteria inside of me. Basically, like, coronavirus shit, but for my actual shit. So they sent me to go get my x-rays, my ultrasounds, all that shit, and I'm straight chilling in there, you feel me? She's, like, pressing up on my belly. I'm like, God, please don't be pregnant, because this would be fucking terrible. And I go back to work because, you know me, can't call out for a full day. I go back to work for the rest of the half day. I get a call from the doctor. Hey, so your x-rays, your ultrasound were normal, so we're just going to diagnose it as if you had a stomach ulcer that, you know, exploded. And I'm like, well, fuck my life. What do I do now? Everything was normal except maybe, possibly I had an ulcer. Like, anyways, long story short, when I came off the Depo shot, all my GI problems went away. Imagine that. So, I came off the shot in July. June. I don't fucking know. This summer was terrible for me. I have no memory of this summer. Anyways, I came off it maybe June, maybe July. I don't know. It's like September now, so it's been a few months. Oh, wait. First of all, my migraines started getting so bad that they were blackout migraines. Like, my head would hurt so bad that I would start seeing spots. Like, I would be at work, and I'd be like, oh, fuck. Y'all saw that? Because I saw that. I saw those spots. Y'all saw that? And that was my life, bro. So I was like, you know what? I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the birth control that gave me the stomach ulcer. I'm pretty sure it's the birth control giving me the migraines. The birth control ruined my relationship because me and him, like, our sexual life was just done for. Like, so I came off the shot. And instantly, I would get shaky. I would feel like I was gonna pass out. Like, I'd be standing up and like, ooh, the whole world was like spinning around me, and I would get really hot and sweaty, and the diarrhea progressed a lot for like 1 or 2 weeks. Like, it was just super bad. And my anxiety was like terrible. Like, my ex-boyfriend was out with his friends one night, and I was just like, you feel that? And I was like, oh fuck, I'm having an anxiety attack. Don't know why, but I am. And he came home, because we had lived together, and he came home, and I was under the blankets of our bed, blanket pulled over my head. I was like shaking back and forth and like crying, and I was like, this is not okay. Like, nobody should ever have to go through this. We ended up breaking up a few weeks later, personal reasons, probably along with the birth control ruining shit. I blame Depo for ruining my relationship, to be honest. But anyways, and you know, when you go through a breakup, you have your like anxiety, you have your like depression, whatever. Here I am, like, I've had clinical depression and anxiety since I was 12 years old. So I'm in like 7th grade dealing with shit, right? It's never been as bad as it was on the birth control, and then coming off of it has been even worse. So you imagine a little 12-year-old girl just getting used to her hormones, being depressed and anxiety. Like, I was mad fucking dramatic. And now I'm 22 years old, so I've been dealing with depression and anxiety for 10 years. And it has never been as bad as it currently is right now, or how it had been towards the end of my Depo. I think a bird just flew into my window. And people ask me all the time, like, would you recommend it? I'm like, hell no. Don't fucking do it. Do not fucking do it. Don't do it. Like, I will never go back on a birth control ever again. Never. If I get in another relationship, no birth control. We'll play it safe. We'll track my cycle. That's what I keep telling everyone. Track your cycle, play it safe, don't take any risk. Birth control is it's not worth it. No. When I first came off the Depo shot, I was about 115 pounds. I went through a breakup. I expected myself to lose like 5 pounds, because you know that breakup was really hard on me. It's still hard on me. I was expecting to go down to like 110, 105. I weighed myself this morning, and I am 98 pounds. I went from around 115 to 98 pounds in the span of 2 months. And I know I went through a breakup on top of coming off the birth control, but, you know, like, what's really to blame here? And if I can figure out how to put pictures in this video, I'm going to insert pictures of my skin. When I first came off the Depo shot, my skin was very clear. I have rosacea, so I have like red pigmented skin naturally. But it was clear. Like, I would get like a pimple here, a pimple here. I'm gonna edit pictures into the video. This is the worst my skin has ever looked in years. This morning, I literally was looking at my weight and my skin in the mirror, and like I was crying because my skin has never been this bad. I haven't weighed this much in like 2 years. I have not weighed this little amount of weight since 2018. And it's like I went through all of this just to be back where I started, on top of really bad anxiety, really bad depression. I haven't gotten my period yet. Like, haven't had my period in over a year. Like, it was not worth it to me. I really give Depo the benefit of the shot, the benefit of the doubt. I really did. I tried the 3-4 times, and my symptoms never went away. I got the ulcer after the 3rd shot, like, and the thing is, like, I went on it for like really personal reasons, because like I'm not really supposed to be able to have kids, but they say, you know, if you go on a birth control that's strong enough to stop your period and then you come off of it, and when you're fertile again, you have like a stronger chance of getting pregnant. And I was in a really serious relationship, and I wanted a family with him, and it's like I did all of this to benefit myself, and at the end it just completely fucked me up as a person. And now it's like I'm getting worried because I haven't gotten my period, I'm losing weight, my skin is looking terrible. And the only thing that I forgot to mention was when I was on the shot, I was losing a lot of hair. Like I would shower and like clumps of hair. My hair was everywhere. My hair owned the house. Like my hair could have paid rent. And now it's like I don't lose hair anymore. That's the only good thing so far that's happened about coming off the shot. Other than that, like I have no benefit from coming off of it. It made me feel even worse than when I was on it. And I truly just wish that I had never, ever gone on the Depo shot. And I wish I had started off either with something smaller or just never gone on birth control, because the however many months that I had spent on the shot were literally the worst months of my life, like mentally. Like I was not myself. I couldn't stop shitting myself. I was angry about everything. Like I was not myself. And honestly, like, who clears that shit to be passed? Like, who saw that in the trial runs? Was like, yo, let's give it to people. Let's go. Like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, which doctor was like, okay, she's mad depressed, but she don't want to have a baby. Let's go inject her with this. Like, it don't make sense to me. You know, it truly does not make any sense to me. So that is my experience with the Depo shot. That is why I will never recommend it to anyone. That is why I will never go on birth control again. And that is why I am putting up this video, because when you look up the Depo shot, you hear about side effects and you hear about them going away. My side effects never went away. They only got worse. I got worse as a person, and all the money and time that I put into this shot was not worth it, and I would never recommend it to anyone ever. So if you are thinking about going on the Depo shot, just because I went through it does not mean it's going to happen to you, but please keep in mind my experience. And please keep in mind that everybody is different, but I went through a lot of shit just to be on some birth control, and I never want anybody to go through what I went through, ever. Thank you guys for joining me for this little girly chat or whatever. Maybe there's some guys here just creeping, I don't know. But yeah, that's my experience. I hope that this video at least gets viewers that it could help, it could potentially help, because I just truly don't want anyone feeling like I felt while I was on the shot, and I just had to get my experience out there, because I feel like there's not a lot of truth behind, there's like a little bug, there's not really like a lot of truth behind the Depo shot, to be honest. And I had to get my truth out there. And I want to thank whoever watches this video for watching it, and please share it if you feel like somebody you know needs to hear this. And please feel free to ask me questions, DM me, whatever. If you have questions, I will always be 100% honest with whoever wants to know about this experience, about my views on all of this, whatever. I will always be honest. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope this video helps you for whatever reason you were watching it.